And we're live. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Aaron the dog and Chico the dog are here for the LFA PFL Challenger Series combo video, aka Friday and MMA. This Friday, February 10th, tomorrow, we will be able to enjoy the LFA 152 show from Shawnee, Oklahoma, as well as the PFL Challenger Series taking place in Orlando, Florida. Go ahead. Go. Bye, Chico. Yeah, should be some good cards. Super pumped to see Zhang Wei here, 2-for-1. Yes, sir. MMA crazies. One thing I can guarantee is consistency. I can't guarantee much else, but yeah, super pumped here. Zhang Wei, I'll do my best. Yeah, I appreciate you too, man. You're an OG in the Aaron the Dog pound or whatever we're going to call this. I'm not going to call it that. That's douchey. But you're an OG, man. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate everybody being here. I'm always excited for LFA. I think this LFA card is very solid. Betting wise, not so great, but we're going to go ahead and get started. 3-fight money line parlay combined of the shows. I can do that. So going to get started at the 130-pound catch weight. So Dion Barbosa taking on Jessica Middleton here. This is pretty clearly a fight that I think we all know how it's going to go. If you've seen any Jessica Middleton fights, she tends to get finished. She's been knocked out pretty brutally in a couple of her fights. She has been against good competition. Dion Barbosa, I think, could be legit competition here as well. 30-year-old Brazilian judoka here, BH Rhinos, coming off a win against Mariana Piccolo. 1-1 Brazilian fighter. It was closer than it should have been, frankly, but Barbosa was better from a technical perspective and, pretty much took care of business. Has a win over Karine Silva by decision. Her losses to Josiah Nunes and Jenna Bishop. No shame in either one of those. The Bishop loss was very competitive. Middleton. She's been in there with Haley Cohen. Lost to Haley Cohen pretty decisively in 2019. Hasn't been back in since. So coming off a 4-year layoff here, 3.5-year layoff here. Alexa Connor, she was scheduled for. She's lost to Jocelyn Edwards very quickly. Denise Kielholtz put her in a scarf hold. Barbosa's going to sub her. Not much more to it than that. The odds for Barbosa currently at, let me see, I just pulled them up, my mistake. The odds, I know this is a pretty heavily lined LFA overall. So not going to be getting involved with Miss Barbosa at -450. But she should take care of it inside the distance. I wouldn't mind a stab at, if anything. Next fight at 125. Could be an interesting fight, but unfortunately, this is a fight where, and Moise, what up, my dude? Circus indeed here, because we got the Chuck Norris picture. We also, just don't have any tape on the Mongolian fighter Bonzer-Goch. I'm going to go with taking on Anho. Anho, some highlight striking finishes so far. We don't really know how he's going to respond to the ground, to the wrestling. I will assume his opponent's going to try to put him there. His opponent has 2 finishes on his record. Anho, very young still, but probably going to be ready for the MMA lab. A lot of submission finishes early in his career. And it's just been the highlight finishes, the quick head kick finish last fight out. Was supposed to face Edwin de los Santos a month ago, so he's been reset here. Anho, let's go. I mean, it's heavily lined. We don't really know about this Mongolian guy coming in. The LFA has been kind of 50-50 so far on Mongolian fighters. Some of them look like beasts, others of them not so much. We have 0 tape on this guy. I looked everywhere for it. So Anho would be my pick, -550. Not a fucking chance I'm betting that. What up, Just My 2 cents? Check out the UFC breakdown with Lou Betcha and Just My 2 cents from yesterday for 284. Really good stuff there. But yeah, Anho -550. I don't want to touch it though. So probably gets another knockout though. Keep it rolling. Next fight. This is I think this guy's going to be in the UFC very, very soon. There's another Magomed Isriazov who was in LFA back in like 2018. This is not him, but very kind of similar type of approach, if we're being honest. Brandon Phillips, longtime journeyman, good veteran, good kickboxer, a guy who's been as high as 155. I think maybe even higher than that. 8-5, American top team, Oklahoma City. So he is going to be the hometown favorite here against a Bahrainian fighter in Istriazov. But Magomed, very, very good wrestler, good with the submissions, has good striking to set up mostly his wrestling, but does have good power, good confidence in the wrestling as a result. Faced a decent level of competition all over with Octagon or Brave CF. His pro debut is against John Chris Corton, so 11-fight veteran in his MMA pro MMA debut. Looked really impressive there. Controlled him for all 3 rounds. Good wrestler, former IMMAF challenger. He lost by split decision for the championship, but really good organization to be a part of, and basically preparing you to be a pro. This guy should be able to kind of rinse, repeat with the wrestling and overwhelm Brandon Phillips, in my opinion. Brandon Phillips, very experienced. I have cashed on him before. He's going to have the crowd behind him. He's been with Bellator and XFN and others. He's lost to high levels of competition in his last couple. Aaron McKenzie and Elisha Johns. I think Israel is going to take a similar type of approach here. I'd love to get behind him. I just can't. Best win of his career, Jordan Howard, probably over with Bellator. Been there with Bryce Mitchell back in the day. AJ McKee did not get finished by AJ McKee, gave AJ McKee a hell of a fight. So he's been in there with a really great level of competition. This will kind of tell us if Magomed is cut out to be at the next level. I think he is. I think he rules here. A finish would be an ultimate statement. I think he gets a decision win, though. I like Magomed a lot. I like what I've been seeing from him. I think he could be a real good guy towards the end of the year, probably on the Contender Series. So it should be a good fight. Minus 550 here. It opened at minus 500. Again, these lines they're steep for these, so I'm going to just go through them. But yeah, I do like him in this spot. But Brandon Phillips, a good guy to show guys' levels for sure. So it should be interesting. But yeah, I like the heavy favorites so far. Next fight, 265. Trevor Wallace versus Demorio Dennis here. Oh boy, Trevor Wallace. He's a car wreck, man. Lost to Bubba Smith. Got absolutely exposed in that fight. This guy is the ultimate hammer. He's a terrible nail. Unknown element. We do know the element. When the pressure's added to him, he crumbles. When you stand up to that first little bit, he crumbles. Memphis Judo Jiu-Jitsu coming out to Oklahoma City here for this fight. 6'2", 76.5-inch reach, 31 years old. Known as a striker here. All of his finishes very quick. Finishes like 29 seconds, 58 seconds against 0-3, 0-4, 0-2, 2-2. Went up against Bubba Grant. Sorry, that was Bubba Grant. 7-6 Bubba Grant. And yeah, I'm on Wallace here, mountain bets, plus 125. Yeah, I hate this line. I saw a few others get Dennis at plus 200. I'm super jealous there. I would have loved getting Dennis at that price. At this point, I'm leaving it alone. I'm not betting Dennis at heavy chalk for sure. But the Bubba Grant fight, you can't get that out of your head. Bubba Grant has not gone on to do anything since that fight either. Came into that fight at 7-6. Pressure kickboxer, similar to what Dennis is. Dennis has fought some very good high-level guys, especially in kickboxing. And he has been finished by some, but the Grant loss. I think the Grant line can be explained. He dumped when he almost had to finish. I mean, but then, and then it's Ben Tyan after that. So it's like, how bad is he? I guess we don't know. But one thing that's indicating to me is when he's taking a fight outside of the UFC after the Terrence Hodge fight. Well, Terrence Hodge withdrew, so he had to take a fight with Jake Zog. So we got 1-13 guy. We would love to see the Terrence Hodge fight. Terrence Hodge, I think, would have beat him. I'm very accused by Dennis's reason to return to MMA doesn't add up to me. These are fair points. I would love to get the plus money side on either side here, but I do think that Demorio Dennis, regardless of why he is choosing to be in MMA, Of Oklahoma City. I do like the level of competition he's been in there with, but it has been a while since he's been in MMA. 7-5 in MMA, hasn't fought MMA since 2018. Was active within kickboxing with Glory, XFN, and he's been successful in his kickboxing as of late as well. So last fight with Darian Abbey was a good indication to me that I think he can put pressure on Mr. Wallace. So for me, I am going to take Demario Dennis. It's not a bet for me at this point. The line's been steamed. I just don't have faith that Wallace can do anything other than finish Dennis very early. And Dennis, with the striking experience, I think will be intelligent enough with the defense, and I think can start to kind of walk down Wallace and pressure him. And I don't think Wallace has more than a round of cardio. So we'll see. I'd be happy for you if you get your bet, because it's no bet for me at this point with the line. I would have loved to get him at plus 200. So I think it's a very close fight. Should be interesting. I don't love Trevor Wallace traveling either. I just don't trust Trevor Wallace. Hasn't had a chance to show the kicks. But there's some footage on YouTube of a Muay Thai fight where Wallace had some fast kicks. Yeah, fair enough. The speed, I think, is Wallace's big advantage. Dennis's big advantage is the pressure and volume. It's actually a pretty sneaky good low-level heavyweight fight. So good luck to you on your mountain bets. No bet for me again on Demario Dennis as a favorite now. Co-main event time. If you followed me for a while, you know that William Starks, he's my boy. I love the dude. Big fan of him. And I think he still has a really good future. I get it. The Glacio fight has worried a lot of people, but it's part of the MMA game. You get those losses early on in your career and you learn from them. He by no means was embarrassed in that fight. He just sometimes I think is a little bit too in his head. Looked much better in his last prelim, letting go. This is a trash co-main in my yeah, maybe, but I like William Starks, and Manny Muro has been around, man. He's had some big wins, so I don't think it's a trash co-main at all. I think it's a good fight, actually. But fair enough. I like William Starks a lot. I like William Starks more when he's aggressive, and I do think that's the key with him. If Manny's able to, kind of drag, this fight deep, he seems to do better and better. He's got one of the most hilarious Tapology pictures ever. I mean, look at him. And he's got the belt, so Lou's not on his side, but 36 years old, 5'10". He's had to fight guys like, Nick Newell, split decision there. Nate Andrews, split decision in his last fight, though. Very, very impressive. Bellator was so mad at him that they didn't re-sign him. Fair enough, but he's here in a co-main event looking to play another spoiler. You look at a lot of his losses are early on, like the Usman fight. No shame there. Lost in the first round. Lost in the first round to AJ Nichols. Decent regional guy. No shame there, really. Victor Martinez put away in the second round. That's the latest he's been put away. David Putovin, first round, and then a split decision. Rear naked choke. So he's finished. He's finished typically in his losses. He's been in there with a high level of opponents as well. But I like this fight for an opportunity for William Starks to really continue to build back up towards, where he should be. I don't think he's earned this co-main event after that win of Ben Halder on the co-main or on the prelims, but he was supposed to fight Mel Costa. He's trying to fight Jordan Griffin. He's trying to fight a high level of opponents even after the loss. I think William Starks is the real deal. Losses in MMA often can be very beneficial, especially when they're of the variety of a decision like that was with Glacio Lazario, where he let Glacio get into his game and just was too in his own head. I think William Starks is the move here. I like William Starks a lot, and I'm taking him. I get that I got him at minus 275. He's now at a minus 450. I'll be interested if he can get the finish here. I do think he can. So I like William Starks inside the distance here in the co-main event of LFA 152, getting the win over Manny Muro, the Dragon. This is a 160 catch weight. This is the second straight 160 catch weight for Manny. He beat Nate Andrews last time out. So, he's still got some gas left in the tank. We're on to the main event of the evening. It is at the middleweight division. Renato Volante the striker taking on Azamat Dekovev, the mostly wrestler, but also has a little bit of striking to him. I think in this fight, it's pretty clear. Just take down Renato. Don't let him get his hands going. Don't allow him to use his speed and movement advantage. He's been at welterweight. He's a smaller middleweight, but still has decent, still has decent power at this division, as we saw last time out. King's MMA representative got the knockout of Jared Ravel. A little bit of an early stoppage, but still, I mean, he put it on him, got it in a minute. Went to a decision with Josh Frem. Pretty competitive fight there, but Josh Frem, it was the difference with the just with the regional. And then the one, the only Lewis making the appearance here, getting back from work. But good to see you, man. I miss you. Hopefully we can get some UFC talk soon. I assume you're on Islam for tomorrow or for Saturday, though. But yeah, Renato lost to Mark Martin, good wrestler. Lost to Josh Frem, decent wrestler. Julio Cruz, it was a retirement, and he got knocked out by Adrian Ricardo. Split with Naib Lopez, another grappler there. So that's how you kind of crack Renato here. Azamat knows what he needs to do. The ACB representative, very good fighter. Last fought in October, getting the knockout of a debuting fighter. I mean, kind of pointless, but whatever. Did what he did. Coming off a guillotine choke with UZBMMAA, whatever the hell that is. Lost to Rafael Heretic by a scarf hold in the third round. I think a lot of that was exhaustion. Really good fight for me was the Chris Honeycutt fight. Chris Honeycutt, former wrestling prospect with Bellator. That one went deep into the second before Azamat started reversing some of the wrestling positions and got the back himself. When he took the back on the feet, put him out clear. Islam, I definitely think decision as well. Main event, pretty clear cut. Azamat gets the main event done here, in my opinion. The Chris Honeycutt fight and others, he really does have a well-rounded game, good jiu-jitsu, good on the feet, good wrestler. And Renato, not the best wrestling defense. I just think Renato is KO or bust here, and that's not good enough for me. So Dekovev, obviously my pick as well. I mean, pretty chalky for this LFA, which, it is what it is, but Dekovev minus 700. So, what are we talking about? And then I think Volk decision has great value at plus 600. Not a bad call either. I have the fight going to distance. I do. I like the over 4.5 myself. That's going to do it for the LFA 152 breakdown. I'll go over to the PFL really quickly, really go through those. But Dion Barbosa, I like. Anho, I think I like, but I don't know about the Mongolian, so be careful. Istriov should get it done, but Brandon Phillips, wily veteran. DeMario Dennis, I like. Don't like the line, though. And Trevor Wallace, again, could have some, be making a little bit of a comeback story after being counted out from the tie-in fight. And then the fight before that, obviously, with Grant is terrible. William Starks, I really like over Manny Muro. I like him inside the distance. And then main event, Azamat Bakoyev, I like as well. A little judge and some hometown judges could do some stand-up activity over control time like O'Malley and Jan. Oh, you're talking about for that. Yeah. Dennis versus Wallace is a good one to watch. Weigh in. Yep. Definitely wait. Appreciate it. Labyrinth, smash it. Into double digits here. So, we'll keep it going. Let's go over to the PFL side of things really quickly. But right now, I could put a 3-fight money line parlay just with the LFA, a pretty chalky chalk. But Barbosa, Starks, and Bakoyev would be my 3-fight money line parlay for the LFA, Zhang Li. But of those, I would say Barbosa and Starks, I feel most good about just because that Bakoyev line sucks. But let's see what we got on the PFL really quickly. Taking place in Orlando. It's the heavyweights. They've had some changes to it. So Louis Sutherland taking on Alton Meeks to start out here. Oh boy. For this part, I'm just gonna, say Alton Meeks made kind of a fool of himself on his Dana White Contender Series bout with Jorgen De Castro. You can go back and watch that. He really seemed to kind of panic early on, and the striking defense looked less than adequate here. And if he can't get that wrestling going early and often and find a way to get it, done early with, with most likely the ground and pound, then, I'll be kind of interested to see how it goes. But first 3 fights of his career, all done under 2 minutes against very subpar competition. Once again, Terrence Hodge got out of a fight with him twice, unfortunately. The leg kicks and hammer fists put him away. Then he came back in July after a 3-year layoff, got a second-round TKO of a 1-0 opponent. Couldn't find anything on him. Louis Sutherland, I like this guy. Vanilla Gorilla, Scottish, 29 years old, 6'3", 76-inch reach. Decent fleet of foot, throws good strikes, definitely good power. The Pavel fight was fun to go back and watch. Really clean knockout in that one. The Abraham Babley fight, I think he learned a lot from that fight. It was decently competitive. Babley's an absolute tank. So for me, I like the shot on Louis Sutherland here, man. I think that he can, kind of surprise Alton Meeks, keep this away from the ground. And for me, I like Louis Sutherland to pull a little cheeky upset here at plus 140 inside the distance as well, I would assume, because I do think he's getting a knockout here. So Louis Sutherland down to plus 135 now, but a little sprig at plus 140 for me. I like Louis Sutherland. So the chalk is done. Thank you, PFL. For that, and Alton Meeks. I just don't trust the guy. So Abraham Babley taking on Hassan Graham here. This fight, I think, could be interesting. I liked what I saw out of the bounty hunter, but Babley has looked really good. He's a tank, man. I think he could be a really good prospect out of England, heavyweight. But Hassan Graham, a fun step-in opponent here. Gonna go out there and I think really throw caution to the wind. Weighed in at 250 for his last fight with Jorge Vega. Quick knockout under a minute. Pretty impressive there. 3 of his 4 amateur bouts also were finishes. A split decision with Jeff Salvini. Wasn't able to watch that, but got to watch the scarf hold. That was fun to watch. The knockouts are pretty impressive. Seems to carry the power throughout the fight as well. I think he's going to come in here and throw caution to the wind, but I think Babley's just he's legit, very, very high skilled. Weighs in at 245, so he's in that sweet spot. Manchester top team. Kind of put it on Louis Sutherland from an MMA perspective. If you got Sutherland at plus 375, great job. Plus 225, nice job, Mountain. For me, Babley should be able to put this on Hassan and finish him. I just think he's the better striker in this spot and going to be able to, take advantage of the short notice of Hassan. But Hassan might come out and be able to catch Babley. I don't anticipate that. I think Babley, for the most part, stayed out of trouble with Louis Sutherland, who's a more dangerous opponent than here with Hassan on short notice. So give me Mr. Babley. He's I think got a good chance to get the contract as well. Minus 390, plus 320 on Hassan. I just think Babley's better, but Hassan has that KO possibility. Next fight, I'm super pumped to see this guy in there. Vitor Resende taking on Isaiah Pinson, who takes this fight on short notice. Unfortunately, Vitor's original opponent pulled out last week. So they did find and I really don't understand why he pulled out either, because when you go, and you look, Vitor 4-0, he was supposed to go against Greg Velasco, a 5-0 American here, Viking King. You see here, he's canceled this fight in February to go to CFFC and go into the heavyweight championship there and take on Ronald Coleman. So kind of interesting there. Maybe he's trying to get into UFC over PFL. LFA or PFL for casual viewing this. LFA. Come on. Just my 2 cents. Who are you talking about? Just put on Fubo on like your phone in the background and watch it every once in a while. But come on, man. You know this. This is why I'm doing a quick overview of the PFL right now. Vitor, he's a freak, man. 6'9". Go watch his tape, man. It won't take you long. It'll take you 3 minutes. for the most part, besides the second round rear naked choke. He just hits guys from spots where they can't even get close to him, kicks them really hard, and then knees them to death. Like in the fight with Shipolov, that was hard to watch. The Kamalindin fight, Mamajanov, also hard to watch. I mean, this dude's a freak. He's going to knock out Isaiah Pinson, I would assume. Isaiah Pinson, 235, taking on a giant here. He got a key lock finish of Wazai. So he's not going to do that here against Vitor. He's getting knocked out. Let's be honest. Vitor, I think, really might actually get the contract. He's only minus 400. I think that's an absolute gift there. I think he's going to wreck Isaiah Pinson bad. So maybe I look silly in a few days, or tomorrow, but who cares? Speaking of silly, we have Danilo Marquez, everybody, taking on Ross Hilton. Gross. And you're really asking me, just my 2 cents, which one you should watch. Ross Hilton versus Davian Franklin is one of the worst fights you're ever going to see. Both guys were just keeled over, tired. I don't care of that Ross Hilton, the Ross Squatch, the Jamaican Shamrock. That's his nickname. Worst nickname in the history of MMA. 35 years old, looks like he's 55. 3 straight wins by KO over Jan Jorgensen, an 8-1 fighter. That was crazy. And after that, he decided to go to Cody Lightfoot, a 6-5 fighter, and Jordan Mitchell, a 10-16 fighter. 13 16-second knockouts. What are we doing, man? Mount Vets, exactly. Yeah. I watched that Davian Franklin fight live. I remember that's what, yeah. Hilton is literally just gonna, intentionally walked into a strike so he could, go. It's just, this is so bad. And Danilo Marquez is also bad. He's never fought at heavyweight. So, what the hell? He's probably going to take him down and submit him, I would assume. Hilton's been submitted in his career. He's also been knocked out twice. Danilo's got to have the cardio advantage as well. So Danilo by submission is my choice. Ross Hilton, gross. 3-fight money line parlay. Zhang let's see. What are we gonna go with here for the 3-fight? The 3 that I'm choosing are I'm taking Victor Resende. I really do believe he's gonna put it on him. Give me Dion Barbosa and Aaron Babley for my 3-fight money line parlay. Those are the 3 there. William Starks would be my 4th, and then Istriov would be my 5th. So, yeah, if you want to convince someone MMA heavyweights aren't real athletes, show them that fight, or just show them Bubba Grant. Sorry, I'll stop. But that's going to do it for the LFA 152 and the PFL Challenger Series Week 3 breakdown. I'm going to try to keep doing these Challenger Series, but, if it tests me like this, that's going to be a lot. But it's a good weekend of MMA, everybody. Leading into the Super Bowl. I love it. Friday, we got double MMA. Saturday, we got the UFC 284, which breakdown again already on the channel with just my 2 cents and with Lou Betcha. So go ahead and check that out. But yeah, that's going to do it. Mountain Bets, appreciate you, man. Great talking with you. Good luck on your bet with Wallace. No bet for me on Dennis. But in the Super Bowl, I am rooting for the Eagles. I got the anytime touchdown on Clyde Edwards-Helaire, though. So go ahead and get that at plus 1,000. But I like the Eagles. I like Jalen Hurts. Shout out to Lou Betcha for the Jalen Hurts first quarter touchdown, anytime touchdown as well. So, but yeah, it's all good, man. It looks like we're on the opposite side of some things. It makes for interesting discussion. You're a Niners guy, so might have to root for the Chiefs. That's fair enough. I'm a Lions fan, so it sucks for me. But appreciate everybody. Keep taking care of each other out there. Good luck on your bets, and I'll see you next week. Peace.